What's up and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast Season 2 Episode 13, a weekly podcast we get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go through all the indie games we've been playing, we go through the latest indie game news, and we cover a main topic. This week's main topic is very different to anything we've done in the past on the podcast. In terms of this week's main topic is the Close to the Sun review. The reason we're doing that is because Tom and I have both been playing the game over the last week, and rather than collabing together on a review, we thought, you know what, let's just make it the main topic of the podcast. So we're going to chew the fat on that. We are going to keep it as spoiler-free as possible. So if you're looking forward to that game, or you're excited about that game, or maybe you don't know anything about the game, then stick around to the end and we'll go through our full details on Close to the Sun. Yes, this is the weekly podcast.
It is.
It is.
Who am I? Who are you?
Who am I? Who are you? Who are we?
We're Indie Credible.
Yeah, we're Indie Credible.
That's all you need to know.
You guys aren't so Indie Credible, but don't worry about that. Don't blame yourselves. You're only human.
I'm Indie Credible, I would say.
No, I am Lewis, and you can follow me at What's Up Woody if you do want to follow me or check out anything I do. Maybe listen to 5 minutes, go, God damn, that man sounds sexy. I want to check him out on Twitter at What's Up Woody. Tom, where can people find you?
Well, they could try and find me at Shriek and Profit on Twitter, but to be honest,
there's no point.
There is no point, because no one follows me, no one cares what I have to say. No. I don't care, because I don't post anything. So, you know.
But yes, as I did say, we do go through the world of indie gaming every week. We are available on all podcast services now, literally all podcast services.
Anywhere.
In audio form, and we're also available in video form over on YouTube. If you have found us on YouTube, then GG to you, my friend. The benefit of finding us on YouTube is that any game we speak about will play on a screen behind us. So if we don't do a good job of explaining it in an audio form, we try to, but sometimes, you know, games can get confusing to try and actually visualize. Then pop over to YouTube and you can see what the game looks like on our screen. For today's review, we will have full screen footage of the game, because it'll be, rather than trying to squeeze it up there, it'll be nice to actually see what the game looks like as we're trying to explain it. Okay, but yes,
All right.
How's the week been?
Yeah. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been alright. I mean, we've already spoke about on Patreon.
Yeah, a bit more in depth.
If you like the podcast, like what we do, patreon.com/indecredible, or the link in the description. It does get you an ad-free podcast and exclusive pre and post show content. Have you played many indie games this week, my friend?
Yeah, I guess I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
you want to kick off, or do you want me to kick us off?
I'll kick off.
You kick off.
Yeah, because I've recently got a PC.
You have, yes.
I'm back, baby. I'm back on the Steam, back on the PC. Looked at my Steam friends list. It's a fucking ghost town.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't think I'm on your friend list yet, am I?
No, I don't even know what your Steam name is. But
neither do I.
you'll figure it out later. But it was just like mostly dead, except for one other person who I used to speak to a lot back in the day. She is still all over it. She's playing WoW, you know.
Well, we don't use the Patreon community, obviously Discord, again, another perk.
Of course,
on Patreon. We use Discord normally, so you can see what they're playing on Discord.
I actually spoke to her, and she was like, yeah, everyone's on Discord now. And I was like, okay. Because I was looking at it, says like last online 3 months ago, last online 6 months ago, and it's like, that's a bit sad. Yeah,
but now everyone's...
I used to live on there.
Everyone's on Discord now,
so... I'll get on there soon.
So what have you been playing, indie game-wise, mate? What have you been playing?
Other than Close to the Sun, which
which we'll talk about at
the end. Yep. But played that, finished that. I dipped into some of the games that I owned from back in the day. First one I played was FTL, Fast and Light. Remember that?
Such a great game.
It's a very good game, and I forgot how much I enjoyed it and how hard it is.
So stressful.
Yeah, I thought this game was quite chill, but I forgot that's only because I got decent at it.
Yeah.
And there's a certain amount of luck as well.
It's the same with Bomber Crew.
Yeah.
The game we spoke about from
but I'd say that's a much harder game because it's quicker paced.
Yeah, Bomber Crew is a lot more going on. Yeah. It's a lot more stressful. But yeah, carry on.
FTL, I mean, how old's that game now? It's been quite a while, like what?
For those who don't know,
7 years?
Since they started this
first
podcast,
this is our main
what
issue,
is FTL? Obviously we know FTL because it's a huge game, like one of the most successful indie games, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Ever. But what is FTL?
FTL is a spaceship management game, basically. You're overseeing this crew making their way through sector to sector to sector, just basically trying to keep them alive until you get to the end. And well, shit goes down at the end, but not spoil it.
Yeah.
But basically, you jump to different points, and each time you get to a point, there's a chance of something happening. Like, could be something good for you. You can choose to ignore or to continue. You could get attacked, boarded, helped out. You might start a quest, you know. all the time while you're being pursued by this.
That's where the RNG element comes into it.
Yeah, big time. And basically, you have to manage your crew to man different systems in the ship, like weapons, engines, pilot, and like do repairs and guard the ship against if you're boarded, and also like you need to protect against fires and make sure there's always air. It's quite a lot to do.
It has that classic domino effect, doesn't it? When one thing starts to go wrong,
you're fucked.
You're just like, okay, almost to the point where you go, what can I sacrifice?
Yeah,
what can I just cut off
prioritize
and go, you can just piss off, mate. I'm going to focus on getting these areas good again.
I was boarded quite severely, and they got my security room, so the cameras went down, and so you can only see in the rooms where you have a crew member, and you have 3 crew members.
Okay.
I saw one of them die, and I was like, oh shit, and I knew that all the enemies were in that area, so I opened all the doors except for the ones around where mine were, so they just got suffocated by the vacuum of space, and then like slowly started filling the areas with air again as I got my way back to the security room, fixed the security cameras, and I was like, okay, good, they're all dead. It was like, it's like that kind of thinking you need to do.
Yeah.
You need to know what you
but the game lets you do that as well.
Yeah.
The game lets you do it. It is.
Best way to deal with fires is don't let your crew extinguish on a fire extinguisher.
Just open the doors.
Open the doors. Let the oxygen out.
No, it's a great game. It's a great game.
It's good fun. The music's fantastic as well.
I can't remember the music.
Favourite thing about that game is the
but I do remember really enjoying the game. I've definitely finished it back in the day.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like 2013.
It could be 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
It's quite old.
It's old. But what else, mate? Anything else you jumped on?
The Stanley Parable.
Which is coming to consoles very soon,
yes,
with additional alternative endings.
Which I can't wait.
And extra content.
Have you played that game?
I haven't. I know all about it. I know all about it because I'm new to PC. Like,
yeah.
In terms of, I am genuinely.
I adore the Stanley
new to PC. Like, we were joking, Pagan Online is a game I'm playing. Yeah. I'm having to juggle the additional challenge of learning mouse and keyboard. So,
to be fair, it's like. It's harder, isn't it, than a console?
Oh, it's so much harder. But when you get it right, it feels so good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hitting that... I was trying to explain to Tom last night on the Pagan Online, which is much like Diablo. Mm-hmm. When you hit the shift to get the dash, and then you pop an ability down, and then I hit another ability, and I time it with something else, and I hit another dash, and I'm like, oh, my fingers are dancing, baby. My fingers are dancing.
You feel like you're hacking.
Have you ever seen Hackers with Angelina Jolie?
I have not, but I know the film.
It is like that scene there. I love what they basically think hacking's virtual reality.
Oh, so they do all this stuff. I love that. That's one of the worst parts of Jurassic Park is where they're like using state of the art virtual reality. It's like, what? Why are you using virtual reality to manipulate a CGI DNA strand? Like, what are you even doing?
But no, carry on. So the Stanley Parable.
It's so good. I played that game to death back in the day because I thought I remember watching the way back when it was a mod. It was a Half-Life 2G mod.
Because the update's coming free to the PC version.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. I'd have to buy that again then. That's great.
No. You can review it if you want.
I'd love to.
The updated version.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, because I
may have to get you onto like an early build link for it, but yeah.
It's kind of made for you in a way.
Yeah, I've heard lots of
because you're like very, I don't know, you don't play by the rules, you know, and it's like I could imagine you get to the first choice, which is where the narrator goes, Stanley came to 2 doors. He went through the door on his left. And then you can choose to go the door left or right, and it just spirals out of control from there. Like, I mean, you could follow what the narrator says all the way to the end, and that is an ending. But there's like so many chances to divert in different ways, or you can try and get back on the path, and it's like my favourite one. Not to spoil, I went to about one of the different endings.
There's quite a few, isn't there?
There's quite a lot, yeah. That's one of the sort of fun of the game is experimenting, trying to find different endings.
It plays out in first person for those again who don't know.
It's a first person source-based game, I think.
Yep.
Where you play this guy Stanley, who is an office worker, and this narrator's talking the entire time, and he basically dictates what you're doing, and you can obey or disobey him, and he becomes more annoyed or more agreeable the more you obey or disobey him, and he's like the main character of the game. He's got a great voice. I've forgotten the name of the voice actor, but he sounds great. But my favourite one is where you go completely off track, and he tries to restart the game, and it doesn't work. He's like, "Oh, this isn't working. It's all going tits up. Basically, the whole game's getting all messed up." And then he lays down this new thing when he restarts it again, the Stanley Parable adventure line, where it's this big yellow line that he asks you to follow for the rest of the game, and to the point where he's like adding this adventure music while you're just following this yellow line around this office building. It's such good fun. It's
very troll-like, isn't it?
It's very
very troll-like.
It's so witty and interesting.
It is one that, because it's a game that I guarantee a lot of console players wouldn't have a clue about.
Yeah, probably not.
Because
I honestly followed this game from way back when it was a mod, and it was like, even then it was so interesting because it even had the voice actor at that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then it was weird. I knew of it, and then suddenly I heard it was an actual game, and I was like, oh, I've got to buy it.
Yeah, well, there's no set release date on the. It was showing off at. How was it? It was the Game Awards. The Game Awards showed. It showed off at the Game Awards end of last year, and people freaked out about it. They're like, "Oh my god, it's coming to." I don't know if it's a PlayStation exclusive, but it was showing off on a PlayStation trailer, had the PlayStation logo at the end. And it's coming with extra endings and extra content.
That's
and
fantastic.
yeah, it's definitely one if you haven't played it and you like witty, puzzly. There's elements of puzzles.
It's puzzly
in there.
in a way. If you're not one of these people who looks up how to get all the endings,
Yeah.
it is kind of a puzzle
Yes.
trying to figure out how to get them.
It's not like in terms
some of
of
them. It's like, how would I ever thought to do that?
yeah. If you think about something like The Witness, it's nothing like The Witness at all. Like that kind of real challenging, embedded deep puzzle game. This is more of a kind of witty fun.
All
it's
you
really
can do
chilled.
is walk.
It's really chilled. You can open a couple of beers, sit back, and just play the game,
Have a laugh.
and it's fun. You chuckle to yourself.
Exactly.
I've seen playthroughs of it. I'm sitting here talking about it as if I played it myself. I've watched playthroughs of the game, or I say playthroughs. I've watched gameplay clips of the game. I've not actually played through the game.
It's so well written. It's honestly.
Anything else, dude? Anything else?
Did I play anything else?
Other than Close to the Sun, of course.
I think that was the main other thing I played. I don't think I touched anything else yet.
Fair dues.
I downloaded Transistor,
Oh, so good.
so I'm going to play that.
Those are
soon.
my top 5 indie games of all
I
time.
hope to play it this week.
Do not. So when you first go into combat,
Yeah.
it's turn-based, but the thing that the Transistor does so well is you can switch between turn-based and real-time, but you have to do it as a game mechanic.
Okay.
So some battles will be easier in turn-based, some will be easier in real-time.
I will give it a fair shake. I'm not going to give up on it.
So good.
I'm not going to give up on it straight away.
It's the game that, since then, Supergiant have done some good stuff, but this is the game that, for me, made Supergiant Supergiant.
Bastion?
They done Bastion before Transistor, which was good. I didn't mind Bastion. It didn't feel like it was anything new, though.
Right.
It felt like it was very much taken off what other games done in the past. Transistor feels new.
Feels like its own thing.
And Hades, the one that's in early access currently on Epic,
Yeah.
does also look to follow the same suit
Is that why
of
Transistor was free this month?
Possibly.
Possibly.
So I've played a few games. Pagan Online, I spoke about earlier.
Yeah,
I've sunk more hours into that now.
You played it last week, weren't you?
Yeah, I was playing last week. I'm not doing any content on the game. I don't know what is video, but I'm not doing any content on the game. So it's nice to sometimes play a game. People probably listening or watching will think, "Why is this guy moaning about playing games for free?" But there's a very big difference between reviewing a game or creating content on a game and just sitting back and playing a game for fun.
Definitely.
And that's what Pagan Online is what Div 2 was 6 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
I just jump on it. I play it for an hour, 2 hours. I jump off it. I haven't got to stress about editing stuff or anything like that. The game is just so good. I love it. I've unlocked my next hero now. I found out there is a way of, as you level up your hero, as you get a higher gear score, you unlock assassinations or different assassinations.
Okay.
And doing different assassinations rewards you with 20 shards for that one hero. So you can basically grind out a hero pretty quickly. And then additional shards that are left over, you can use to buy as cosmetics for that hero.
Oh, cool.
So that's quite cool. One thing I really liked they'd done was when you unlock your second hero, obviously you've got your first hero is my first hero was level 14, 15 when I unlocked him. So their obviously gear level was 3.2k. They're doing pretty good. They're almost a full chapter through the second chapter through the story mission. The new hero, level 1, no abilities. So what they do is they give you this thing called Divine Favour. Mm-hmm. So you basically turbocharge level up until you're level with your whatever the highest character on your account is.
Right.
And then after that, it kind of slows down again. So it's nice. Like when I say turbocharge, 45 minutes it took me to get to level 13 with I've done like 2 missions with them. And this new character, oh my God, so good, but so hard. I was playing as Whippy Devil Girl, Vampire Girl. She was cool. I thought she was quite hard, but turns out she's fucking easy.
Oh, really?
The new guy I've got,
entry level stuff.
he is all about lightning and fire damage. Mm-hmm. Now, lightning is a damage that ticks over time, but doesn't do tons of damage, but gives like slow or not bleeding, like shock, which means other abilities do more damage. Mm-hmm. Fire damage is high damage, but no abilities to it. And then whether you're pressing left mouse button or right mouse button, when you're inputting keys, depends on whether it's fire or lightning. So you need to juggle between, okay, I'm going to throw down lightning, now I'm going to throw this fire attack on them to do double damage. Then I'm going to slow them. So you're like switching between the mouse buttons.
Yeah.
And then like a fireball attack is right mouse button and middle scroll wheel. Whereas lightning bolt is like left mouse button and middle scroll wheel. So you're doing that while hitting space. My God, he's hard.
Do you feel like you're actually casting spells?
He's seriously cool because you are like constantly thinking about, and there's ticks going down. You're okay. Now I need another lightning attack. What's on cooldown? Okay, I got this here. I've got this there, and I feel like I'm genuinely getting better at the game every time I play him. It's just super fun.
That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah. If you like Diablo, the game is super fun. Like it really is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And they are definitely increasing servers. Because when I first jumped in, there was like one other person would pop up in the Pantheon and they wouldn't move. They'd just be in one spot. I've now got like 10 people running around the Pantheon. So they're definitely slowly kind of, which I'd rather them do. I'd rather them do that rather than go, you can go do it with friends. Our game crashed. Like,
do it, yeah.
So I've also played, I dabbled a little bit in this because I want to get a review out for Tuesday, Wednesday time. I don't know if I'm going to have time. That's For the King. For the King was an early access about a year ago.
Yep.
I played it in early access. It then fully released on PC back in April 19th this year. And it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. Literally next week. Tuesday it's coming to PS4. Thursday it's coming to Nintendo Switch. Friday it's coming to Xbox. So For the King is don't frown at this, it's a turn-based roguelike adventure game that plays out like a board game. Do you remember it's got like hexagon squares? It's a very...
Oh, I remember seeing it and then being like, no.
Yeah, it's a very cute art style. Now, when I played it in early access, I played like 5 hours of it in early access, and I basically done what I could do unless I kind of restarted again.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, Iron Oak Games, the developers, and Curve Digital have supported the shit out of this game.
Right.
I jump back in thinking, 15 hours we'll get a review done on this game. The game is huge.
Oh, really?
Like, we are talking, they've had pretty much 3, what you would normally class as full game releases, added onto the game and expansions.
Holy fuck.
Like, this game, anyone who wants a turn-based adventure game on their Switch...
Who are you, first of all?
Do not look past this game. I'm not even kidding. I'm very lucky that our good friends at Curve Digital have sent me over a Switch key. Now, because I'm away this weekend a little bit. I'm in and out. So having it on the Switch is great because I can be like up, down, up, down, up, down. And I'm going to use my time on the Switch as well as PC to kind of like, I'm here now. I can play here. So I've got, basically you can go off 2 different routes. So I'm going to have 2 different saves. So I can see what this one does and what this one does.
Very good.
I'm really I played 4 hours since I've been access to the full game, and it's so good. It's so good.
So this is what
it's
you need
hard
because I'm like switching off.
It's hard. It's a proper roguelike. It is not roguelite. You don't get stuff to make the next run easier.
Yeah.
It's roguelike. The way you get better is by getting better at the game.
Yeah.
Understanding what's going on.
Get good. Basically.
There's real cool decision making in the game. So as I said, it plays out in like a board game, hexagon style format, where as a party you can move a certain amount of blocks, and then you can move to an area, you can search the area, it will come up the classic text-based thing. You search the area, you found these people. Do you confront them? Do you walk away? Like classic D&D style stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously
Always
confront
walk
them,
away.
goes into combat, whatever things are at.
Yeah.
But one thing I really like about the game is you can make the decision to split up as a party. So you're a venture party of 3.
Right.
By splitting up as a party, you're obviously covering more ground. You've got a chance for more rewards. You also got a chance of being overwhelmed by enemies. And this person will get in combat, and then straight after this person gets in combat. So you're like jumping between combat.
Yeah.
And the game is really better for that. Because that's what feels unique about the game, that I'm in charge of all these heroes, and I'm going to keep these 2 close together in case this one gets in combat. I can move this one over to them and things like that. Like I said, it looks very cute. It's the content they've added is contrasting to what's already there. So there's like a dungeon one, there's an underwater looking one, I've not got to it yet, and there's like a snow-capped mountain one. So it all looks like new areas.
Oh, I see, yeah.
The game... It is a game for the Switch. I know we say it a lot, but this is...
Everything's a game for the Switch.
This is a flat out... You're never going to get a full JRPG on the Switch because it just isn't powerful enough. You might get an old school JRPG.
Maybe about the same. PS3 style one.
I wouldn't be surprised if Persona 3 and 4 came to Switch, to be honest.
Yeah.
But in terms of like a modern day adventure game, this is... If you want that on the Switch, this is...
And you're a turn-based fan.
And you're a turn-based fan.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap up with Descenders. Now, I know Brian, our lovely patron, he's been playing the game a little bit in game preview on Xbox.
I haven't seen this game
for a while.
Probably since 2017.
Well, when I first got it, it had 15 months in early access. And when I first got it, do you remember I showed you it? And you were like, this looks cool. This looks really cool. Yeah.
At the time, yeah.
That's it, yeah. And so what I will say is, I've been playing Build 1.0.
Yeah.
That is releasing, as part of the news, but it's releasing on 7th of May on on PC and Xbox. And it's coming to Xbox Game Pass on launch. Switch and PS4 versions are coming later this year. So I've been playing 1.0. One thing I will say is the gameplay hasn't changed much, but that's not a bad thing because the gameplay was always super tight.
Yeah.
They added a lot more content to it. So if you don't know what Descenders is, it's again a roguelike downhill mountain biking game. And the roguelike element to it I actually really like because it kind of flips the sporting genre on its head. It does something new to it. So the idea of the way the roguelike works is when you decide to go on a ride, as the game says, you can choose where your starting point. You start at Highlands. So Highlands is the area 1. But to start at the other areas, you have to get through Highlands to unlock the next area, if that makes sense.
Right.
As a starting point.
You have to
so at the end of
the run.
At the end of they're called trails. Right. The Highlands has a trail, and basically the way it works is a map with different nodes on. You choose how you get down the trail on the different nodes. Like some nodes will offer stunts, some will offer steepness, some will offer curves. So whatever your play style is, you kind of make your way down. Once you've finished, so at the end of every trail, so at the end of Highlands, there's a boss jump, and the boss jump at the end of Highlands is you have to basically jump over a moving train. Like you have to go, it's a big thing. You have to get your speed right to make sure you don't overshoot your landing. You land it, you get through the end. Well done. You finished Highlands. Move on to Forest. Once you complete the boss jump of Forest, you can then choose Forest from the main menu as a starting point.
I see.
Then when you finish the boss jump of Canyon, you can then choose Canyon as a starting point, and then all the way up to Peaks is the final area. Peaks is like snow-capped peaks. It's fucking hard. Like seriously hard. And that's what the game does so well. So the way the roguelike works is if you choose Highlands, for example, you start with 5 lives. If you complete the that level objective, so it might be do a 360.
Yeah.
You complete that objective and finish the run, you get a life. You get the 6 lives. Every time you bail or crash, you lose a life.
Right.
So the idea is to kind of grind out Highlands as much as you can by moving around as many nodes as possible to get up to like 15 lives. So then when you get into the harder ones, you can bail and fall out on them. They do get genuinely progressively harder, and that's quite nice.
And when you lose lives, I assume when you're done, you lost all your lives.
Lost all your lives, you're done.
You game over.
Yeah, and you get like a piece of cosmetic gear. Here's some cosmetic gear.
Sorry, you lost.
Yeah, basically, come back. The main idea of the game is to get from Trials or from Highlands all the way through finished Peaks in one run.
Yeah,
that's the main idea.
Yeah, basically.
What they've added Career Plus, which I only just unlocked. That's got a lava level on there. Like I played it quickly once, but you have to have 250,000 rep points to unlock that. That, to put in context, was 28 hours of gameplay for me.
Jesus.
Quite a lot to unlock this. They've added dailies, And the way dailies work is basically you start at Highlands and you get as far as you can. The highest score wins. Once you lose your lives, you're done.
Oh.
And then the high score goes on the board. Wherever you're on the leaderboard, you get like a cosmetic item saying, well done, you've done this.
Yeah.
They've added track custom creator, so you can create your own
really cool.
downhill track.
Yeah.
And multiplayer. So the way multiplayer works is you can jump in with a party with friends. And like your ghosts, so I can see you going down.
I see what you mean, yeah.
And then you're hitting tricks, and then at the end of it,
so you got like crash into each other and shit.
Yeah, at the end of it, it's like classic, like MMO stuff where it comes up with you clear a dungeon, like you clear the run. It's like
Everyone's
who got the most air time, who got the most points,
That's good stuff.
top speed and average speed, and all things like that. Or you can jump on with randoms. That is still effectively in beta. Even though the game's in full release, the actual jumping with randoms is kind of beta. But I've had a lot of fun. Like
it's changed a lot since I played it.
It's changed a lot. My favourite thing about the game is so you have these different nodes you go to. The fire nodes are cool. Fire nodes so you have like steepness, stumps, and curves. Fire nodes, they're maxed out on all of them.
Right.
Because they are super hard, but you get real high rep. I love helmet cam. Helmet cam is first person. This adds a complete new perspective to the game.
Makes it way harder, I see.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Now, someone who has... So I snowboarded quite competitively for many years. So putting me back in first person position where I've got to spot my landing and front flips and back flips, and I need to be looking, okay, I'm coming around on 360 now, I need to stop rotating. It feels so good. It feels like it did when I was snowboarding.
Wow. Okay.
Like, and when it's a way of doing VR without, like, if you'd done VR in that, you'd be...
Yeah.
But you're not, because it's on the screen, it's in front of you, and it adds a whole skill level to the game. I really want it to be just a single mode. Like, just play it in... But
so you can basically get...
Yeah, I don't know if the novelty of it would wear off. Because every time... Because it is risk and reward. Helmet cam pops up. It's harder to do. Like, you could just get your way down there, but you do get, like, double rep points for doing helmet cam. And obviously, I'm trying... So I've nailed 360s. I've nailed 540s and then bunny hop out of the 540 to do 180. That's my new little thing I've learned. I've nailed backflips. I've nailed front flips. In helmet cam mode, I'm trying to nail 360 backflips now. But trying to see where you are on the screen while it's all going around is really hard.
Yeah.
And the issue with it is, the only way to practice it is when you're losing your actual lives in the game. I'd love a practice mode where they go, jump into helmet cam. Like, play around in helmet cam so I can get better in helmet cam. But yeah, that's Descenders. We are going to have a full review up closer to the game's release. So do keep an eye out for that. If you're interested in the game, keep an eye out for it. But at the moment, full thumbs up if you're into that kind of game. I'm really, really enjoying it. Well, I've got 45 hours now on my Steam account. I'm going to put about another 5 hours in before I actually sit down and review it. I think 50 hours in that game is a fair review time.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So
I mean, that's insane. Most reviewers will do like 10 hours.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. A lot of reviewers won't get to Career Plus, I don't reckon.
Probably not.
And they added sponsorships as well. You can get sponsorships and get flashy new gear by doing sponsorship challenges.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It is cool. But that wraps up everything I've played because I've only have a game played close to the sun. But that is our main topic.
Yeah,
Speak about it now. We don't have a main topic, so hold horses. Hold your horses.
Yeah, calm down, all right.
News.
Let's do the news.
Let's do the news. Not tons of not tons of news this week. I'm going to take a slug of beer before
I'll join you on that.
So, news. We're going to kick off actually with the news I just spoke about because we can get through that quickly. Descenders. Descenders has been in early access 15 months.
Yeah, we
and it did get a release date announced literally this week it got announced. It is coming to Xbox One and Xbox Game Pass on launch and PC on the 7th of May. That is Tuesday after this podcast goes live. You probably listen to this podcast. It's probably already available now. Yeah. I think it's like 15 quid. Like I said, full thumbs up from me. But if you're waiting for a Switch version, I can see the game working fine on the Switch. Especially being a pick up and play.
Yeah, I'm sure once it eventually does come on Switch, we'll all be like,
I would rather...
It's right at home on the Switch.
I would rather play it on a bigger TV. I quite...
Oh, really?
Yeah, but...
Where have you been playing it?
I'm playing it on my monitor.
Right.
And I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I'd rather have it on the monitor.
So it's coming to?
So it's coming to PC and Xbox on 7th of May.
That's right. And
PS4 and Switch. It's definitely coming. No confirmed release date yet. I think Xbox have kind of got their hand in the door a little bit on a kind of exclusive.
Well, they've got to do something, haven't they?
Deal. True. Next, we'll go to some pretty big news this week that came out of nowhere. And I'm slightly surprised by it because I don't feel like the company need to be brought or acquired.
Yeah, but
And that is the fact that Epic have acquired Psyonix. Now, if you don't know who Psyonix are, Psyonix are the guys who brought us the rather small indie game called Rocket League, which is literally an e-sport in its own right. Mm-hmm. It's no doubt the most successful.
That's become unplayable because everyone on it now is a pro.
Oh yeah,
it's like I tried to get into it way too late in the game, and I was like, these guys are amazing.
It was very much like Fortnite for me in terms of I jumped on Rocket League, like OG Rocket League, as of launch when it first came to PlayStation Plus. No one was flying, so I was like, I'm alright at this game. I was doing good. I was trying to learn to fly. I was winning like 80% of my matches. Wow. I even joined the team that I was like, we're going to play on a team. I got really into it.
Holy fuck.
Stepped away from it for a little bit. Like Fortnite, when I first jumped on Fortnite, I was like, yeah, this is just a third-person shooter. I went back to Rocket League. Everyone learned how to fly. And I was like, what the fuck? The ball's never on the floor. Exactly. Like, what the hell is going on?
When I came back to it, everyone was amazing. They were getting amazing, and I was getting shouted at in the chat in the corner. They were like, "You're fucking shit," and I was like, "I don't know what to do. I was like, how do I play?"
Yeah, my comparison to Fortnite was when I went back to Fortnite, everyone learned to build.
Yeah, so I was like building things like that.
What?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to kill you, man. Like, what the hell?
Are you good old fashioned gunplay?
Are you up there? Hello.
So they've bought. Epic have continued their tirade to buy the entire gaming community.
So Epic have brought Psyonix. Now, obviously, that means Psyonix games will be exclusive to Epic Game Store. Mm-hmm. That's obvious.
Very obvious, yeah.
The big question that I saw on Reddit, people asking,
and
I wanted your opinion on, was: do you think, because Epic have the right now, to pull Rocket League from Steam?
I don't. They won't. They won't because they've gained this bad blood in the gaming community, PC community especially, for being these big bad guys, because doing all these exclusives and stuff. I want to say it's completely unfounded and stop being babies.
They are giving more revenue to the indie game developers.
Steam need this competition.
Yeah.
All right.
And you don't think that? It's just like an artifact. That's what I say.
Exactly. It annoys me. People are like, oh, fucking Epic. It's like, first of all, I've used Epic now, having come back to PC. It's really nice.
One big issue.
What's your big issue?
No trophies.
I don't give a shit about that. I never have, but I know a lot of people do. But it was really nice. It was easy to use. I actually preferred their download system and everything.
Free game every 2 weeks. No subscription.
Yeah. And
good games. We're not talking about.
I came on and it said, "Oh, Transistor. You can have Transistor if you want." And I was like, "Really?"
So far they've given away Subnautica. A huge game.
That's a great game.
Yep. Transistor.
Yep.
The Witness.
Wow.
What Remains of Edith Finch.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, and what was the other big one they gave away? Thimbleweed Park.
I don't know that one.
The X-Files Twin Peaks style point-and-click adventure.
Mm-hmm. But stop complaining. It's Epic. Epic is fine. All right, we need this. Because Origin ain't doing anything, right? They're not going to give Steam competition. Valve have become complacent in their...
What about Ubisoft?
What? Does that exist? You know, like they've been kicking them out for too long, and they need this competition. You can't have a monopoly on something like this for as long about.
So you don't think they'll pull it from the store?
Absolutely not, because I don't want people to hate them as more than they already do.
I don't think they give a shit.
I
honestly think they give a time limit. I think what they do, I don't know how this works as a programmer or anything like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like, we're going to put it from the store, but if you come over in the next 4 weeks and use this code, you get Rocket League for free on Epic.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, that's a good idea, but this whole stuff where they've done these exclusives, I don't think they're doing that in the sense that, like, oh, we don't give a fuck. They did that thinking, like, oh, that's a good idea.
Or they offer a free account transfer, because they can do that. Psyonix can just move your accounts.
Yeah, but am I wrong in thinking Rocket League's cross-platform?
Yeah, it's fully cross-platform.
Yeah, so wouldn't that... Are they going to take it away from PlayStation? They're going to take it away from Xbox? Just Steam?
No, just Steam.
I honestly don't think they will.
Because
there's no point. I just think they...
Like saying that, I mean, because obviously Fortnite's Epic, and that's on every platform. So, but I'm just saying, Steam is their direct competition.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they do take it off Steam, but they do, like, if you move across in the next 4 weeks, we will transfer your whole account, your in-game Rocket League account, to Epic.
I don't think so. They're not going to do it, and I think honestly, everyone who's not a fucking big baby has already downloaded Epic. Let's be honest. If you're not a fucking whiny little bitch,
or they give it away free in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
I won't be surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll happily download it.
I'm sure they'll do that. I'll be like,
But what do you guys think? Let us know. Patrons, let us know in the Discord chat.
Stop complaining about Epic because they're
and
they're fine,
otherwise, guys, comment in below in the
if you think I'm wrong,
YouTube,
come at me, bitch.
And if you're on audio, then head over to YouTube at some point. Just comment. What do you think? Do you think they're going to keep it on Steam, or do you think Epic are going to remove Rocket League from Steam? I'd be interested to know. Moving on, our third piece of news: Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. A game Tom, Dan's brother, played at EGX Res. I know he's super excited about this game. He's a big fan of Castlevania.
For a good while at Res,
he's a big fan of Castlevania games. So, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, it got a release date this week. People are really hyped for this game. It is effectively a new Castlevania game. It looks straight up like Castlevania. The reveal of the release date was really cool, and we'll go into that in a minute. But the game is releasing on PS4, PC, and Xbox One on the 18th of June, and then coming to Nintendo Switch 1 week later on the 25th of June. Now, the way they announced this was, I don't know if you remember way back when there was like a backer build, because it was a Kickstarter game. People played the backer build and were kicking off.
When you're saying backer
build, so you back the game.
All right, okay.
Sorry.
The weeb in me was thinking of BAKA, the Japanese word backer, or baka, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this some fucking like...
Backer builders, and they backed the game. They got to play the game.
It makes perfect sense to me now. I was just being really stupid.
So I don't even remember, they were kicking off big time, because they were like, the game looks like crap. Yes, it plays fine, but this game looks like shite. They did not like the way it looked. The devs... Artplay, I think, are the devs.
I don't know.
Turned around and went, fair dues, we'll sort it out.
Which is very cool.
Literally overhauled the visuals. And the new trailer that announced release date basically took the piss. It started with gameplay from the old art style.
Yeah.
And it kind of was teasing if that's what the game was. And it kind of goes into new art style. Like, was it like featuring new modes, including new art style? It like changes art style. Like, yeah, so it's a game people are excited by. Are you going to jump into it?
I've never played a Castlevania style game.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm sure it looks alright. You know? But it's not... I know it's just not made for me is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Metroidvanias.
Yeah.
So everything I like should be going, play this game, play this game, play this game.
You should play it, surely.
I'm going to play it, but I'm not like... I need to play this game. I've watched Tom play it for 10, 15 minutes at rest, and I liked it. I liked the way it looked.
Yeah.
But I didn't sit there and want to keep looking at it. But when I was like, after I'd finished Katana Zero, for example, demo, I'd watch other people play it going like, this is so cool.
Yeah, watching you play that, I thought that looked particularly good.
And I don't know. My biggest concern with Bloodstained is it doesn't fall into the kind of generic tropes. It doesn't become another Metroidvania just doing the same stuff over and over.
But doesn't it just fall into it's another Castlevania? It is just Castlevania.
Yeah, but like, for example, I spoke about last week, Dark Devotion. I've still been playing a little bit of that.
Yeah.
That is very much just another 2D adventure RPG game, roguelite light RPG game, but it has enough about it that makes it feel like its own identity. I fear like this might not have that. I feel like it's very much built up by people. Now, Tom has said completely otherwise. Tom really liked what he played. There's a preview up now on the YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out.
This isn't the first game either, is it? I feel like this is a sequel, or it's related to something else.
Yes, Bloodstained, the other one.
Yeah.
Dance? No, not I can't remember what it's called now.
Bloodstained.
I was going to say Dance of Death, but I don't think it's not Dance of Death.
Bloodstained. Well, I'm sure there are other Bloodstained.
Bloodstained something released as a 2D game last year.
Yes.
And that was a kind of like I think it was a prequel. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Please get in the comments below. But if it's not a prequel, there's definitely a Bloodstained game released last year. Okay. This is their main game, though. This is the main game.
We're uninformed on this subject.
Throwing out, yeah. Should we move on because we're going to get lost?
We are getting. I feel already lost.
Next piece of news.
What is it?
Not really a piece of news.
Right, cool.
But I wanted to put it in here because the lovely guys over at Game Can, an indie game studio, reached out on the website and basically said, look, we're making this new game. Can you speak about it? And we get, I'm not going to keep, 10 emails a week probably saying, can you look at this new game? Can you look at this new game?
Yeah.
If I'm being completely cutthroat honest, a lot of them will look at it and go, no.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is a Flash game. Like,
yeah, exactly.
No, thank you. But this, they sold me with their tagline, which was Tony Hawk Pro Skater, without a skateboard, but as a arena shooter. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'll read more. Read more. Clicked on the asset file they sent. Watched the gameplay trailer or the video. And the best way I can describe this, you guys seeing the gameplay now, is very short. Is it's literally Sunset Overdrive, but as a 5v5
That's
arena
definitely
shooter.
what it looks like. Yeah.
There's like hypermobile, wall running, super high jumps, grinding, like it looks, as you said, generic. Like the art style doesn't do anything.
It's like you said the future game show aesthetic.
It feels like the future game show aesthetic. Yeah,
it's like we've seen that quite a lot. The whole the pitch getting you, it's weird. It grabs me with Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and then it's like, oh, but it's an arena battle thing. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Would you be interested in trying it out?
I'd play it. Yeah, spat everywhere. That's right. I definitely play it, but I
a little bit more reserved on it.
I'm reserved just because I think I'm tired of multiplayer games at the moment. I want more sort of story stuff.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like I said, that's irrelevant, really.
Yeah.
It's just to me, it's just sort of okay. It looks fine. Yeah, interesting.
It looks like it could have a cool,
early on, obviously.
It looks like it could have a cool soundtrack. I'd like a good soundtrack on it.
That'd be nice. See, that's something that if you're bringing Tony Hawk Pro Skater into this, you could be saying Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
But you're saying Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Is that because you're going to have a good soundtrack?
We need videotapes in there.
Yep.
And we need soundtracks.
And letters that you can like to
Game can. If you're listening or watching, that's what we need.
Get it done.
Yeah, do it.
And an engrossing 15-hour single-player story.
When with multi-branching storylines.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And obviously big consequential decision making.
Oh, definitely. I want to feel like a piece of shit for every decision I make.
Definitely. Like I can't grind now. No grinding because I told that kid to F off.
Yeah. Is that just your life?
Yeah, so yeah.
What we got next?
But no, I will be, as more comes out of the game, or maybe even get preview content, we will be covering the game. Because it's a game that looks...
I don't want to judge it just because I've seen some early on gameplay. I'm being very judgmental.
The final piece of news, Tom.
Yes, Lewis.
A Plague Tale Innocence is a game that we're both very excited by.
We are.
Dan's a little bit more mixed on, a bit reserved.
Dan doesn't like to enjoy his life, so...
That's true.
Yeah, he'll be like, it looks too good.
A Plague Tale Innocence. It got a new trailer. It's a bit of a weird trailer we spoke about. We're not big fans of these trailers when they do this
It's GTA 5.
Yeah.
It's they do the trailer where they have someone being like, in this game, you'll be able to do this and this, but be careful because if you do this, then this will happen.
Yeah,
it's like just
they call it a gameplay overview trailer.
Yeah,
it's 3.5 minutes. I would personally put it on mute and just look at the gameplay.
Yeah,
or if you're excited,
there is some story nuggets in there, so you kind of want the.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Or if you like the game anyway, maybe just skip the trailer because you're gonna.
Yeah,
there's always a chance for spoilers at some point.
I mean, the gameplay looks great, and it
looks glorious.
I was surprised how varied the locations are in the game.
Yeah,
I thought it would be quite.
So I have played.
Looking,
disclaimer: I have played the game. A key was given to me for free.
Yeah, lucky.
Now we're not allowed to speak about pretty much anything that happens in the game, like in the first hour, because a lot happens in the game in the first hour.
Yeah.
But what I can say, and I've stressed this several times. What I love so much about what I played and what I look forward to seeing more of is how well it makes you not play as a hero. You are playing as kids who do not want to be in that situation, and you feel so like kind of heart-wrenching playing as them in this situation. You don't want them to be there. And they've done that. They've managed to do that in an hour of gameplay. So that's pretty damn good.
That is good.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens over the whole course. It's Asobo Studios' first game as well.
Wow.
So
I mean, it looks AAA quality.
It looks glorious.
It looks glorious.
Yeah. I mean, it is coming out at $39.99, so it's coming out of a larger price tag.
It looks worth it though.
It looks worth it.
I mean, I don't know how long the game is, but
again, we're going to get onto that actually with partly in our review. But the whole length of game, I hate when people go, "Oh, I've spent £6 for a game. I expect the game to be 40 hours long."
I know my minimum for me for a story game, I want maybe by bare minimum, I want like 8 hours.
Yeah, I can give you that. But then if I was to play a game that was 6 hours and was super tight story...
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Like, I always go back to Alien Isolation for this because I love the Alien universe.
Yeah.
Played Alien Isolation and...
Too long.
If that game was 7-8 hours, it would have been one of my favourite games. Like, because the first 7-8 hours are incredible. But when you try to kill it, the xenomorph doesn't die, it comes back, and then these fucking clones are all over the place, and I've got to do this again. I've got to do this again. Another failed escape attempt. Another failed escape attempt. It's just like, this is not like...
it drags on.
I feel like they've done it because they didn't want people going, I just played £6 for this game, and it finished after 7 hours.
Yeah.
Like, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because you're going to get a majority of the community. Like, Days Gone at the moment. I don't know if you've seen much about Days Gone.
I've seen one video about it being glitchy.
Everyone's saying, it's quite long. There's some quite funny glitches in it. But everyone's complaining that the game's about 10, 15 hours too long. And it's probably because they're like, oh, it's a big open world, sandboxy AAA game. We've got to have 40 hours in there. And Greg Miller from Kind of Funny, it's about the only podcast I listen to, states so many times that there's like a 15-hour... one of the best zombie games he's ever played in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's just flooded with nonsense.
It's just bloated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up the news.
We did the news.
Which takes us on to our main topic, Tom.
It does.
And
we're here.
Main topic, so...
Let me just quietly open this beer. No one will notice.
We're good. So main topic. You guys may be joining us just for the review because we're going to be putting this up as 2 separate videos. So this will be either just a review or you'll be watching us from the podcast and it'll be going into a review. So if you're here just for the review, guys, as I said, this is part of the podcast. And if you like how this goes, then why not check out the rest of the podcast? It is available now, or it will be available as of the Monday because the review's going up over the weekend. Podcast will go up on the Monday. But enough of plugging the podcast. The review. So we have spent the last week playing Close to the Sun.
Yes.
I didn't play the game at EGX Res. You did.
I played a small amount of it.
I heard mixed things from Res that you quite liked one direction it was going, but you were a bit all over the place. But we won't go into our preview too much. We'd go into the review.
Yes.
So I'll give context quickly on what Close to the Sun is, and then we'll chew the fat on it. Okay. So Close to the Sun released this week on May the 2nd. On Epic Game Store exclusively at the moment.
Yes.
And because you put the key
he gave me the key and I was trying to put it in Steam. And I was like, it's just not working. I was like trying over and over again. I was Googling to make sure I was doing it right. And then I text you be like, it's not working.
Text like 3 hours later going like, oh shit, it's Epic Game Store exclusive.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
So the game is coming to console this year.
Okay.
But at the moment it is only on PC and is Epic Game exclusive. So Close to the Sun, it's developed by Storm in a Teacup and published by Wired Productions. It's a game that follows, let me get my review notes up here. It's a game that follows a woman called Rose, and you are going aboard a ship called the Helios, which is basically owned, run, monopolised by Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
And you're going aboard this ship because you received a letter from your sister basically asking you to come and visit. So you go onto the ship. Instantly, there's been so many comparisons with this game to Bioshock. The only comparison is the way it looks. Like,
I disagree.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So there's been lots of comparisons to Bioshock. You arrive at Helios, and within like 20 minutes, you soon realise that this is not... Shit's gone down.
Something's gone tits up.
Yeah, something's not gone right, and the game goes from there. The synopsis on Epic Game Store or anywhere else calls it a story-driven first-person horror adventure game. Now, we're going to touch on the horror stuff throughout the review.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But that's what Close to the Sun is. Let's dive into it. Let's kick off with gameplay. Story. Let's go with story first.
Can I just mention the
The
Bioshock?
Go for it.
It looks a lot like Bioshock because it uses
so much like
that Art Deco.
Has that like 1930s but sci-fi
It's
look to it.
Like, there's something going on there.
Like you get an earpiece straight at the beginning.
Yeah.
You put in, which would never be available in the 1930s.
Exactly. They have this technology that shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
But it looks relative to that time they're in.
It looks good. Like
It's a really nice looking game.
Yeah.
There's some really good visuals in here. There's like some really stunning stuff. The theatre, by the way,
yeah.
I was like, this is gorgeous.
Yeah. No, the visuals of the game. Let's kick off that the way it looks and then the atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, visually, it's very Bioshock in that sense, but it's everything's so well designed. The environments are well designed. It all looks great, and when you're exploring everything, it kind of all makes sense.
It did. It did. I'm not trying. I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit here. So one thing, as soon as you call okay, so we should probably kick off by saying when they say story-driven adventure game, they basically mean. You can call it one of two things: a narrative adventure or a walking sim. That's basically what this game is kind of falling into.
Essentially, yeah.
Now, as soon as you put yourself in that bracket, you're comparing yourself to the likes of Tacoma in my books. Now, what?
Well, Tacoma's a floating sim, so
What companies like Fulbright do so well, and what I love about those games, same as Everyone's Gone to Rapture, is the environmental storytelling. I go into a room, I haven't got to read anything, but I know there was a domestic fight in here, because the way a bottle's over here, the way this is
you start Sherlocking the whole place.
But that
clues,
is good game design. Tacoma done it so well. I felt like as pretty and as nice as this game was, the kind of pure littering of bodies and blood and horror aesthetic took away from some what could be good environmental storytelling.
Ironically, it's something Bioshock did amazingly.
Okay.
Bioshock's environmental storytelling is phenomenal. It's like you don't have you see all this stuff around and you can tell you can sort of tell what's happened.
Yeah.
And then obviously you pick up I forgot what they called it, Bioshock, the recordings.
Just the audio logs.
Yeah, audio logs, and they would always if you listen to them, context. They line up with what you've been seeing, and it's all really good. This is as a smattering of that. Instead of audio logs, it's a lot of letters. And
the collectibles things are very inconsistent. You have so like
they change per chapter.
Yeah, they change per chapter. And one chapter, for example, you find these masks, masquerade ball masks, literally mean feckle. It's like this is what a security guard would wear on the ship.
Some
this is
weird mask.
This is what a research. This isn't telling me story, but
It's
other
rubbish.
times you find room keys that genuinely let you into people's rooms, and that's where the environmental storytelling then comes in.
Look through their belongings. Yeah.
There's one real cool scene where so you go into a room and it looks like there's something on the. It looks like there's a body on the bed, basically.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go anymore.
I thought I imagined that. I'm glad
and
you
then
that.
and then I got closer and I was like, oh, it's not. It's the pillows.
It's a bunch of pillows.
And then something happened. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
like,
it was. I thought the same thing. Yeah. I thought. Oh shit. And then I was like, oh, it's just pillows.
Yeah.
That was one of that whole scene. After that is actually one of the best parts of the game.
That is
good impact.
chapter 3 is probably one of the standout chapters of the game.
I will say Helios, the ship, is Rapture in every way.
Basically, yeah.
It's not in just the way it looks, in what it is.
Yeah.
Rapture was a safe haven for science where there was no regulations. You could do what you want. Helios is the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And what a surprise science has run amok.
Yeah.
But instead of chemistry, like it is in biology, in Rapture, here it's physics.
Physics.
Has run amok.
So basically, we'll go on to the kind of story stuff in a bit, but this isn't really a spoiler because you find out within the first kind of hour.
Probably less than that.
Probably less than that, but basically what's happened is there's been a tear in time. Some experiments happened, we won't say more than that. A tear in time, so as soon as I found that out as a player, I was like, sweet, they can go anywhere now. This,
I felt exactly the
intrigue was flying, because I'm like, okay, a tear in time could literally be anything. And it's pretty soon you realise, like again within like 25 minutes, that when you speak to your sister, she didn't actually send you this letter. It was sent by another one in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a spoiler, but...
Well, no, because you like 25 minutes, she's like, I didn't invite you here.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
She's like,
I'm thinking of something,
Yeah, she's like, I didn't invite you here, and she's like, I got a letter from you. And she's like, oh no, this must be something to do with time. And that's when you go...
she's like involved in all that.
Yeah, and that's when you go, what? And that's when it kind of starts playing on time manipulation. Mm-hmm. Which is a great... The intrigue, straight away from the the first 2 hours of the game, I loved. I genuinely loved it. Like I loved playing through it.
I've got a bit of a
Go for
contrast to you. As much as I was like the first 2 hours, I was like, this is all right. But it wasn't until I got past that hump of the first 2 hours where I started to enjoy it. Not because story-wise, I was getting more and more intrigued in the first 2 hours, but gameplay-wise, for the first 2 hours, I didn't really know what I was playing.
Yeah, and the chapters are very short at the beginning.
Yeah, there's like the first 3 chapters are like done in seconds,
Yeah.
and then like suddenly you have like there's 2 middle chapters that go on for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And then the last chapters will go quite quickly.
Yeah.
The last like 3 or 4 chapters go really quickly.
It's very much a beginning, middle, and an end.
Yeah.
But
yeah, once I got over that hump of realising what the gameplay was, like what I was like, oh, so you've got bits like this, and bits like this.
Yeah.
I was like, I sort of sunk into it a bit better, and I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But with that, I was far less engrossed in the atmosphere.
Yes.
Because I was immediately comfortable. I was like, okay, well, I know this isn't going to happen because I know I'm not in this kind of part of the game.
Yeah.
So that was, it's kind of a downside. It's kind of an upside because it's a personal thing possibly because I'm a bit of a pussy.
I think, no, because I think you're right because, so as much as I can't deny, I really enjoyed the first 2 hours. Like, really enjoyed. I didn't. I'll go into this more detail again as it goes on, but I didn't dislike the remaining of the game, but there's certain things that kept grating on me. But
can you give an example without saying spoilers?
Yeah, well, we'll get into it in a minute, but like the chase sequences were just so bad.
Right.
They just ruined it for me. And there were some things where I was just like, why are you making us do this? It's just not fun. But I'll get into that in a bit. But one thing I didn't enjoy, not enjoy, one thing I found very boring throughout the whole game is its horror elements.
Yes.
Like, the game, because it's labelled itself as this horror adventure, it almost feels like it has to try and scare you. And it does, I'm not kidding, the cheesiest and, quite honestly, some of the worst jump scares
very obvious
I have ever seen in a game.
I thought this was going to be an Amnesia-style game. Remember when I played the bit Res, I thought, oh, I can close doors behind me. So I was like, okay, so it's going to be like an Amnesia sort of thing. It's not at all.
Well, again, not a spoiler. You can die in the game. There are things that can kill you in the game.
Die,
but the game,
it's not worth anything.
The issue I had was the way it tries to build up tension is through these chase sequences, which I'll get onto after this point.
Yeah.
What it lacked was an element of stealth sequence. Like, I want that.
But you think it's going to happen.
Yeah. You think it's going to happen towards the end of chapter 3.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a chase sequence. And now these chase sequences are, I'll try and put one up on the screen now so you guys can see what's going on with it. They don't run very well. I found them very choppy.
Weirdly, they're some of the most choppy parts.
They are choppy.
I don't understand why.
And I'm running on a PC that can run pretty much any game. I'm playing Destiny on it on almost max settings.
Yeah.
And this game is struggling on the chase sequences.
I can't explain
And
why.
you had the same, didn't you?
I had the same thing. It's like 9% of the game runs fine. And so
just the chase sequences.
Like yeah, it was. Yeah.
There was a couple of other parts.
It was mostly the chase sequences. Yeah. There was a few other small parts where you go into random rooms that you've been in like bigger, more complex rooms, but you go in a small room and suddenly you're like, what's going on here? But
the chase sequence is basically, it comes up with a tiny little word saying run.
Yes.
And you basically just run. You hold down
Shift,
W, and you run and you move the mouse. Now that's fine. The issue comes when you get to an obstacle.
Which you have to leap over.
You have to leap over. Now, I only realised after about 5 failed attempts you can press spacebar to leap over it. But doesn't work any much better. So basically, the issue is you can click with the mouse on the icon to leap over it, which you have to smash the hell out of to try and get it.
You have to be in a very specific position.
Well,
I have found times where I had to go back to get into the right position.
This is the issue. When you use spacebar, you have to be basically on the object.
Yeah.
Now, when you hit the object, obviously you stop running. These chasing sequences, you're often so close to people so close behind you. You stop for a split second.
You're done.
It's done.
Yeah.
I'm talking, the first chase sequence you guys just saw, I've had to play probably 10, 12 times.
I played it probably about 6 times.
Not because I was bad at the game, because it wouldn't do what I knew I had to do.
There was a specific obstacle in that one that I couldn't get over.
And also, some of the later chase sequences, what really annoyed me is, you have no idea where you're going. And it's almost like you're like, well,
It's very true.
and then you're running for 30 seconds.
Trial and error.
You run into a wall.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dead now. I've got to do this all again.
Yeah.
And these sequences are sometimes like a minute long. So remembering your way through the maze.
They reload fairly fast.
Yeah,
it's
they
not
do.
instant, but
After
it's not slow.
6, 7, 8 times doing it,
Yeah,
frustration
it
is
is
like,
frustrating.
I just want to fucking get past this bit now. I know I'm not dying because I'm not good. I'm dying because you've made a bullshit mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys not have playtesters? As the devs never played a game and thought, this isn't fun? This doesn't fit in with any of the other part of the game? It tries to build tension and it just builds frustration, in my opinion.
The thing is, the first chase scene, I was a little bit tense, and then I died, and I was like,
You lose fear.
I was like, I died.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, okay, whatever. It became just a bit of a chore, as opposed to, I didn't feel like, oh fuck, I've got to get away.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I'll just try again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it was frustrating that I couldn't get over shit, but I wasn't like, freaking out. I was just like, oh fuck's sake, I can't get this fucking chair for some reason.
If I'm being brutally honest, I think that these chase sequences, in my opinion, are the worst parts of the game.
Yeah, they almost definitely are.
There's one other thing that really irritates me.
I wonder if it's the same thing that irritates me.
And this is like
the
most basic of fucking stop and go puzzle systems. So there's a part, for example, where there's like lightning on the floor and you have to stop at it.
Oh, right.
You have to wait.
Do you hate that?
And you have to go forwards. And you have to stop. It adds nothing to the game.
Yeah, it
goes, oh, we've gone from... So the game it took me about 7 hours to finish.
Yeah.
And it goes from, oh, we've got a 6.5 hour game to a 7 hour game now. Like, it doesn't add anything to the story.
But it just forces you to wait, so the game seems longer.
Oh, it's just so...
That's like a mechanic from Game Boy Advance.
But it's so... Do you not agree?
It's stupid, yeah.
It doesn't fit in. You're in this story part. There's one part where there's this big machine around you. You're hearing noises, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It's quite... I was actually quite excited because you got this guy on the radio who's telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And you're going down, and then you get to these like coils. That's no spoiler. They're Tesla coils.
This is the first time you get to this
and
bit,
you and then you're trying to get through this part. But you're stopping and going
and
stopping
puzzle
and going
this exact
and stopping
puzzle reappears
and going
later in the game
and stopping and going. And then by the time you get to me, you're like, oh yeah, I was doing this now. Like, it added nothing to the game.
There was no puzzle in this game where I was really trying to think about it.
There was one that I didn't have to think about, but I enjoyed it. And it's the one you didn't do because you didn't get into the extra room.
Right, but I'll say actually, I'll take it back. There was one, but it wasn't even a puzzle for the game. It was an Easter egg.
What was that? Is it going to be a spoiler?
I
Was it the one with the objects where you had to... No, because you had to do that.
don't know if it is a spoiler. I guess it is if you want to do it yourself. It's did you go into the room and then there was like code?
Yes.
On
And
there's a letter on the desk, completely written in code.
Yeah.
And you could, if you wanted to, you could sit there and figure out what it says.
Did you figure it out?
Yeah.
I didn't figure it out.
Well, I've got a picture of it, so I won't say what it is, but I'll show you what it says.
Okay.
So that you don't have to do it yourself.
I like that. There was another puzzle where you could get into an additional room for more storytelling.
Yeah.
And it was like a poem about like a farmer, like some wolves eat sheep, and then a farmer sets a dog for wolves, and then you had to do a puzzle based around that with symbols, and that was
probably the other than the code, that was the most difficult one.
Yeah. It wasn't.
It wasn't hard.
There was most puzzles are moving from one point to another point, one point to another point.
Yeah.
And that's not. I'm not sitting here. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. I'm amazed you sat down and done that.
Well, I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I want to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because it might be. I was hoping it would be like a really interesting story thing, and it's not. No spoilers. It's not a story thing. Do it if you want, because it was. It was challenging.
Yeah.
It was a bit of work, but it's not a story thing. It's not necessary at all.
I like it.
Yeah.
But no, so I don't want to sit here and I feel like I'm now completely crapping on the game. Like, take the chase sequences aside and take the stop and go 1980s puzzles aside. Like, the puzzles aren't okay. They don't offer much challenge, but they fit in with the environment. They fit in with the world.
I'm not
and
slamming them. They're just not very
they're
challenging.
perfectly fine. So, I mean, that kind of covers most gameplay stuff. Let's go into the story.
Right.
So we're going to be, again, as spoiler-free as possible. We're not going to speak about endings. We will talk about how the ending maybe made us feel.
That's something I do want to say.
But we're not going to talk about endings. We're not going to talk about...
We're not going to mention specifics.
All the story spoilers we've said are what we've said so far. So How did you feel the game lent itself as a story-driven game?
It lends itself very well until you get to the end.
Yes, I'll give you that.
Which it's again, I'm going to be extremely vague. I'm not going to be specific about anything, but it's building stuff up that doesn't pay off.
It feels like that anyway. Yeah,
I think it is that.
It feels it. I don't know if
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's building. Okay, yeah, it's building stuff up.
No, but it's shoving it in your face.
I feel more like it offered the potential to do so much.
Yeah, then they do nothing.
But then done very little.
Yeah,
that's what I felt like the story done.
Other stuff was I was really enjoying the story until the very end, and it leaves you sort of feeling like, is that it? Like it's done now. Did I?
Yeah,
yeah. I thought maybe I missed something.
It is. Yeah, it's. I almost. So it's that classic ending where you almost like, is there going to be a sequel? Like, I
guess kind of. Yeah.
I feel like answers were definitely answered.
Some answers,
but there are a
lot of loose
ends.
Yeah.
And this isn't a game that has lots of branching storylines. This is not Heavy Rain. You can't go back and find out.
You never get like choices of where to go, and it's
not at all.
Which I have nothing against.
You can unlock extra rooms to find out more behind a certain character,
but it's purely optional.
But that is purely optional. Yeah, that is not driven down there. You don't have to
search every room and read every letter, even though I did that because it was interesting.
This is what I said when I reviewed Tacoma.
Yeah,
I said, okay, I'm the kind of player that I literally look in every corner and I try to find everything.
Yeah, I'm scared of missing stuff.
Reviewing Tacoma as a player who would go from A to B and no diversion, is it still a game they'd enjoy? Hell yes, it is.
I assume
because there's a great story there.
I couldn't tell you myself.
I don't know if this is. That's the thing. Like,
that's a really good point. I wonder if having not done what I did, would it be anywhere near as good?
I don't know if it would. Like, I found a room that you didn't find, and I was telling you about it, and you're like, oh, I didn't find that room.
You've reminded me of something.
Go for it.
There's no save feature.
That caught me out twice.
Same. Exactly the same.
And it saves, warning, it saves on chapters.
Yes.
So it saves at the start of a chapter. So many chapters are an hour long.
Yeah, and you just can't save in between. So if you stop playing, you've got to go back to the beginning of the chapter.
Yes.
Which I did twice. First time really fucked me over.
Yeah, I was like towards the end of chapter 4, which is one of the long ones.
Yeah, it was 3 for me. And it was the rooms. I unlocked a whole bunch of the people's rooms.
Yeah.
And I searched a lot of them. And then I was like, oh, I should go to bed. It's like almost 12 o'clock. I've got work tomorrow. So I turned it off, thinking, I can't save, so it must have auto-saved. And then I came back the next day.
There is no save. Just point out, not only no auto-save, there is no save.
There's no save at all. No. You cannot save. When you press escape, you've got options, resume,
collectibles,
main menu.
Oh no, that's tab. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Options, resume, main menu.
And that's what I did. I think main menu, assuming that would be like, okay, it'll save on its own. But because of that, when I came back and played it back through that chapter again, I didn't unlock all the rooms again because I was just powering through, speedrunning it, trying to get to where I was.
Yeah.
And it happened again later
on.
Thankfully, it was a much shorter chapter when it happened again.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, I mean, I feel like we've covered quite a lot of the game.
Yeah.
And we can't go into much more without spoiling stuff. So, I'll kick off because I kind of thrown this on you. Mm-hmm. Think of just a 30-minute wrap-up conclusion spiel on your behalf.
Right.
So, if someone was to ask me now, what do you think is Close to the Sun? Mm-hmm. Should I buy it? I would say that Close to the Sun is an interesting story-driven game.
Yeah.
It offers a really nice environment and world to go through. If you like Bioshock in terms of visuals, you're going to really enjoy this. Ignore it as a horror game. Please ignore it as a horror game. Yes, it has thriller moments. It has moments that are tense. It has moments that will make you jump because they're classic jump scares. But you're not like, oh my god, that was great. They're quite cheesy and quite cheap. The actual story of the game does drop off definitely towards the closing chapters, or the closing chapter,
should I say. Literally the last
chapter. But as an overall game that to play, I wouldn't not recommend it. That's for sure. I wouldn't turn around and say don't ever play that game. I wouldn't go out and say spend 25 quid on the game right now to go and play it as of day one. But if you like the narrative adventure games, if you like story-driven games, there's an environment to explore there. There are some basic puzzles to solve. There, you are rewarded by solving some extra puzzles and finding some extra rooms, and all that stuff does lend it into its being a good game. Effectively, it's a good game. I can't deny that. Take out the chase sequences. Don't expect the game to save itself, and you've got a better game there. But overall, Close to the Sun, I'm happy with the way. I'm not happy. I'm happy with the way it started. I'm happy with what this story was offering. I'm not so happy with how it wrapped itself up.
I pretty much essentially agree. If it's like 15-ish quid, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's not amazing, and it's a little disappointing in what I was expecting. Maybe I was expecting too much, to be fair.
No, the game does offer the limitless potential, basically.
Yeah.
And then stays very shallow on it.
It does, yeah.
It's very...
There's enough to read, there's enough to explore,
yeah.
Especially for a linear game. In that sense, it is like Bioshock, because there are rooms you can explore that are relevant, essentially. Yeah, I would say, if you like these kind of games, if you like the narrative adventure / walking sims, it's worth playing.
Yeah.
Because that is basically what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Voice acting is very good in it, I will say that.
True. That's something. A bit weird.
And music. I like the music in it,
music, because you like the song at the end.
Music was very good, yes.
Yeah.
Music was very good.
It was very good. It's an original song, which is quite unusual for an indie game.
Yeah.
Did you find the language they used was very modern?
Yes.
Which is fine. I just thought that was going to come into play at some point.
And there's a lot of swearing at the end that come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some guy constantly saying shit, and I was like, you've not sworn once the whole game.
Yeah,
and now
suddenly
you're saying
swearing.
shit.
There's a lot of like, my bad, and look at all this shit.
Yeah,
It's like, did they say this back then? They said this kind of stuff?
But no, that wraps up. And if you're looking for a score, guys, sorry, for Indie we dropped review scores about 2-3 months ago. It is very much we're going to actually play the whole game, unlike a lot of channels do. We're going to play the game, and we're going to sit down and we're going to have a deep conversation on actually what the game is. So that's what we thought to Close to the Sun. Let us know.
Maybe do a spoiler talk at some point.
Yeah, we'll definitely maybe at some point. I don't know. We'll definitely do one. Definitely let us know, or let us know in the comments below if you're going to pick it up. Let us know in the comments below if this review's actually helped to make a decision on it. Or if you're playing the game, let us know in the comments below what you're thinking to it. Again, please keep it spoiler free. But that's going to wrap up the Indie Credible podcast, guys. Obviously, if you are here for the review, thank you for watching. Why not check out the rest of the podcast? If you were here for the podcast, then that's it. We're going to wrap it up there, guys. So, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching, listening, whatever you've done. We are going to stick around for our patrons. So if you want to see the exclusive pre- and post-show content, head over to patreon.com/IndieCredible or hit the link in the description below. $1 a month gets you ad-free content, gets you access to our Discord server where we give away game keys and we play with our patrons.
That's nothing.
And you get the pre- and post-show content. Not bad for $1.
Yeah.
Stretch to $10, you get a free t-shirt, or you get a t-shirt, not free because you're paying for it. You get a t-shirt every year and a badge, a Patreon backer exclusive. But yes, as always, I have been Lewis from at What's Up Woody. If you want to check me out, then feel free on pretty much most platform surfaces. Tom, where can I find you?
You can find me at Shriek and Profit, and I'm other places, but you won't be able to find me.
No.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Patreon, stick around for post show, and until next week, you guys stay indie credible.
See ya.